Hello, everybody. Please be welcome to the EXIN Career Path Certifications webinar. My name is Ademar Albertin, and today I'm going to be the speaker along the session to guide you along with the subject. I hope everybody is doing good and healthy. So before we start, I would like to go through the agenda so you know exactly what it is expected for you during the webinar. First of all, I will briefly introduce EXIN and the Career Path portfolio. Then we're going to discuss about careers, skills and competences, the overall hiring process, how the certification can help, current available jobs, and the role of EXIN in the market. And then we are going down towards the Career Path certifications itself, whereby I'm going to provide you a deep understanding about what it is, how it works, and the models that are related with. If you have any question, please drop your question on the Q&A or question tab from the GoToWebinar, that as soon as I finish the content part, I'm going to have a QA session, and then I'm going to reply to the questions that you are sending along the question. So along the presentation, I will not stop to look for the questions itself individually, but as soon as the content is done, so then I reserved a space to read your questions and then already reply to you here in live. Okay, so let's start the presentation. So basically, since the 8.4, EXIN is leading the examination field. We started by developing few exams specifically for the Netherlands by then. And then, as you can imagine, the exams, they were like a paper base. It was like a completely different than the reality of nowadays. And back then, EXIN never thought about to be leading the certification field and being present in several countries and having partners accredited in more than 165 countries and having professionals by doing our exams everywhere. So almost every single day we have thousands of candidates being certified in many different parts of the world, which makes us really happy to see the acceptance of EXIN and the reputation that EXIN lies worldwide. So yeah, we didn't start this business like a few months ago, a few years ago. We are doing this for a long time in a very serious way. And then, of course, back then our portfolio was way smaller than this one that you are seeing at this point of time. But according to the market trends and developments that it was happening in the market, and especially with the technology and the business fields, then of course our portfolio evolved along the time. So nowadays our portfolio is divided in security, compliance, and risk, whereby we have, for example, privacy and data protection certifications, information security, business continuity, and so on. And then we have the Agile principles and culture, whereby we have the Agile Scrum, Version, DevOps, Lean IT, and many more. And the tech and mobile savviness that we have, blockchain, artificial intelligence, application management, cloud computing, Internet of Things, data center certifications. And then, the last but not the least, we have business intelligence and processes, whereby we have SIAN, that is the service integration and management. We have business analysis, big data, and also business information management. So in an overall look, this is the EXIN portfolio. So it doesn't matter much in which area of IT or the business you are in, we have certifications that will support you along your professional journey, and also helping organizations to succeed and to overcome the challenges that is being put nowadays by many aspects, let's say. So when we evolved the portfolio by creating new certifications, by looking after what the market is in need, what's going on, and what are the main trends, which challenges professionals need to overcome. Then we decide to take a step further, let's say. And then we said, well, it's time for us to launch and to go even deeper in the support for our community. And when it comes down to community, I'm not talking only about professionals, but I'm talking also about the training organizations that are accredited with us, that are delivering many trainings all over the world. I'm talking about the trainers that are delivering the content to many, many, many professionals. I'm talking about also from corporates and organizations that are asking for support to train their workforce, to make their environment better, to make the business better. So by taking into consideration many aspects, we decided to launch some years ago what we call the EXIN Career Path portfolio. These career path certifications, they are divided into, for now, you don't need, I will not explain each of them individually. I will come down to this point, but for now, you just need to understand which certifications are part of the EXIN Career Path portfolio. On the left side of the screen, you have the career path certifications that we have the EXIN Digital Transformation Officer, or simply DTO. We have the EXIN Agile Service Manager, the EXIN Data Protection Officer, Information Security Officer, EXIN DevOps Quality and Test Master, and EXIN Quality and Test Engineer. And then on the right side, we have the Certified Integrator certifications that are being part of the EXIN portfolio for more years than the career path itself. That we have the Secure Cloud Service, and then we have the Agile Service projects. So with this understanding at this point of time, now we're going to start to move forward to the content itself. And everything that I'm saying to you along this webinar, definitely it comes from the heart. Why it comes from the heart? I don't have any scripts in front of me, so everything that I'm speaking to you and saying to you, it comes on the top of my head from the knowledge that I have by working for EXIN for almost 5 years. But my story with EXIN started many, many years ago when I was only 16 years old, when I was doing my first EXIN certifications, and then after studying, getting knowledge and competences from the field that I was working on, then I became a trainer, and then I delivered many trainings and many candidates, more than 3,000 easily. And then I became an ATO, an accredited training provider. So I've been to many of the places that you guys are at this point of time. So when I'm talking to you, I'm talking by experience as well. So bear with me, and then please drop your questions that I'm happy to reply to any of them. So when I was asked to do this webinar about the career path certifications, I was thinking with myself, okay, everything starts somewhere. And then since we are kids, we think about, when I grow up, I would like to be, for example, an astronaut, a policeman, a fire brigade man. I would like to become a developer. I would like to become this or that. I would like to study design. I would like to become a designer. I would like to be a fashionist. Doesn't matter in which area you are dreaming about when you were a kid. You always think about a profession. You never think about, for example, when I grow up, I would like to be Lean IT Foundation certified. You would say that maybe you would like to become like a quality consultant in the market. You'd like to work with IT. You'd like to become a CEO, IT director. But you never would say like, yeah, I would like to become a science professional certified. Hardly. And even when we grow up and then we finally decide what to do with our careers and with our lives, we tend to follow the direction in our studies to, of course, to achieve that goal. And then we start doing, for example, when we are analyzing which kind of career I would like to get, then of course we go through LinkedIn to do some market research. And then, of course, over there, you are going to use also professions names, or better called role role names, like for example, developer, web design, and so on. So when you face these kind of outcomes when it comes down to LinkedIn, many of the vacancies that are described out there, then they are requiring skills and competences. And then we get a bit twisted about what it is the difference between skills and competences. Well, basically, the skills are specifically learned abilities that you need to perform a given job well. So basically, is what you learned and then what you are going to apply. But the competences are the knowledge plus the behavior that will make you successful. So you can learn something, but if you don't have the knowledge about how to do, and if you don't have the attitude to do, so in conclusion, the skills that you learned are not going to be useful for the organizations. So we don't need to only develop skills. We need to develop our skills, but we also need to develop the competences as well. So then, when it comes down to I need to find a new job, or I need to switch careers, I need to do something, then the first things start at doing research and applying for vacancies on LinkedIn. And then if you are successful enough during the CV analysis, then you are going through an interview. And then during the interview, the persons that are asking you the questions, they're going to check your background, they're going to check your certifications, they're going to check, of course, sometimes the competences that you have. So this is the first stage that a certification would help candidates to succeed over others. Why? Because the certification can make you to stand among other candidates. But then, of course, the competences and the skills and your attitude are the main ingredients that are going to put out there in the organization. And then, of course, by being successful during the interviews, then you start your intake procedures at the organization. So then you can ask me like, yeah, I know that you are talking about the certification can make me to stand out from other candidates that are competing with me for the same vacancy. So is it true that the certification can help me with that? Then I'd say to you, definitely it is. And then I'm bringing this survey that was done by Pearson VUE in 2017, that they asked about like how getting certified helped me to get a job or with my own job. And then the majority of the respondents, they said that helped them to perform complex tasks more confidently. But also others in second place said that helped to improve their ratings on their performance review. Others said helped me to introduce efficiencies into my job role. And then others said helped me to take management responsibilities, and then many others smaller than this. And then again, when it comes down to impact on salary, 23% of the respondents received a salary increase of up to 20%, whereby 6% of the respondents received a salary increase of over 20%. But when it comes down to when this happened, when they start to feel the initial benefits from being a certified candidate, around 23-24%, they said immediately. From about 30%, 31%, they said from 1 to 3 months. And then about 22% about 6 to 12 months. So in fact, the certification can help you, or in a short term or in a medium long term. There is no major discussions regarding to this. And then, of course, we went down to this to understand, okay, but what's going to be the main benefits that you are getting as soon as you are certified? And then the most answer, it was about the reputation that was increased after being certified. For others, they could move into a career in the IT field. And then also salary increase. The people found a new job, got a promotion, and then 86% of the respondents, they would recommend a certification for a colleague when discussing about what I should do next in my career. Most likely you are going to hear, maybe you should be certified on this or that. And then just for you to get an overview about current jobs available in the market, I did a research on the July the 4th of this year by using LinkedIn and Glassdoor to check some jobs available if they are aligned with our role-based certifications and career path certifications. And in fact, they are. Because, for example, then I have over here on the top, on the left side, Agile Service Manager that currently on the July of 4, we had 9,598 vacancies available by having this role involved. And then the salary average per year is about 65,000 euros per year, okay? And then when it comes down to information security officer, then I could find 10,609 jobs available worldwide, whereby the average salary per year is about 69,000 euros. And then digital transformation officer, that is blooming the market nowadays. And definitely, if we compare to other roles that were existing in the market for long years, this is a brand new one. And the digital transformation officer, I could find more than 55,000 jobs opportunities worldwide, whereby the salary average is about 115,000 euros per year. And data protection officer, that also is I can still call maybe new, but not brand new anymore, but it's quite new as well. I found 25,957 jobs opportunities related to data protection officer and data privacy. And then the average salary per year is about 91,000 euros. So if you ask me, well, are there jobs available in the market related with the career path certifications from EXIN? I would say to you, definitely it does. You can just simply use LinkedIn and Glassdoor or any other tool, and then you can check these informations by yourself. Of course, the salary average can change from regions to regions. So I was using mainly a global metric to bring down like a really good average number to give you at least like a good impression about what's being offered worldwide. But of course, depending on the region, these numbers, they can change a little bit, okay? But then you can ask me again, like, okay, but what it is EXIN related to this? So basically, EXIN works as a facilitator of the market. We always think about ourselves by connecting the points that are missing out there in the market, because for over 35 years, this is what we are doing. We are taking a look on which competencies must be developed for the candidates. What are the needs? What are the shortages that are out there? Which challenges the organizations are facing? And then by doing so, we already certified more than 2 million candidates worldwide in more than 180 countries. And usually we speak your language because we know that to be assessed by doing exam, it's already too complicated. At least, like if you ask myself, like I don't like much to do exams. I do because I have to do, because it's my profession. It's part of the goals that I have. Still, even nowadays, I do exams. But when it comes down to do like in a language that you don't master yet, then becomes a bit even more trickier. So yeah, we speak your language as well. So we offer our exams in about 8 different languages. So you can always check in our website which language is available for each of the models, because it can differ from one to another. But this is what we do. We facilitate market, we boost candidates and professionals' careers, whilst we support organizations to overcome challenges. So we know what's going on in the market, and we try our best to keep supporting our major community. And just reminding that community, it's about ATOs, professionals, trainers, organizations. Our ecosystem is quite huge. And then by taking a look in our role in the market, we also, of course, follow the main and most important reports that other organizations such as LinkedIn, they release in the market. And then these are the most skills that the companies they are looking for. And then on the left side, then you can take a look on the top 5 soft skills, and then on the right side, the top 10 hard skills, whereby for soft skills we have creativity, persuasion, collaboration, adaptability, emotional intelligence. And then on the top 10 hard skills we have blockchain, cloud computing, analytical reasoning, artificial intelligence, UX design, business analysis, affiliate marketing, sales, scientific computing, and video production. That this is changed every single year because the needs of organizations they change. So then LinkedIn every year they release this report, and of course we follow this as well to try to take a look and say, okay, are we missing something? Can we do something with this? Can we support even more the professionals and our communities? So then of course we did lots of work to make that happen, and then to make that happen the right way. So then we decided to release the EXIN Career Path certification portfolio, whereby we have 2 different ones. We have, as I said before, the Certified Integrator that offers a broader knowledge, and we have also the role-based career path certifications that are more deeper certifications. I will explain to you. Early in 2010, the T-shape terminology became more popular in the world, but however, this exists since the 80s. But during the year of 2010, and even nowadays, when you watch many lectures about professions and careers in a more generic way, you are going to listen most part of the times about the T-shape professionals. The T-shape comes down to, on the top, you have the broad knowledge. And then on the main body of the T, you have the deep knowledge. In every single organization, we have the both type of professionals. We have professionals, they have broader knowledge that covers many parts of the organizations, but they are not specialists for the subject. But organizations, they need these kind of professionals to create overall solutions. Whilst to implement the solutions or to lead that subject, we need to have professionals that go deeper towards the knowledge that are being required to do the activity. So this is, in a really few words, the concept of the P-shaped professional. And then based on this, we split up the portfolio. On the deep side, we have the career path certifications, that is about the DTO, the Agile Service Manager, the Data Protection Officer. And then on the broader side, we have the Secure Cloud Services and the Agile Service Projects. They are more generalistic certifications. They are not going deeper into the subject, but they cover many of the aspects that are required to provide solutions for the organizations. So now that you already have the knowledge about our portfolio, why we developed this, the main skills, the main competence that are being required in the market, and how we are facilitating this, and the overall portfolio, then I would like to go deeper into some of the career path and integrators, because then you are going to understand the main story about and to whom it is this certification and how can you leverage this. So starting with the EXIN Digital Transformation Officer. Well, when we compare the time that we are living in to maybe 2 years ago only, 2 to 3 years, maybe 4 even years ago, many conferences, many Gartner reports, they were talking about the famous digital transformation, that organizations, they would move forward towards the digital world, that the services, they're going to become digital. And then if you ask me yeah, but can you give me a simple example? Yes, I can. I'll give you an example that I love to use because it's a reality. In the majority of the countries, for example, I presume that mainly the most part of you know the famous fast food chain McDonald's. McDonald's, it's a fast food. Everybody knows about this, and then the majority of people know Big Mac or something similar than this. They started by selling hamburgers, and then they were well known as to be fast and cheap. And then you just go, pick up your sandwich, and then sit and go. And the next person would do the same and the same and the same all over again. But they decided to create a different experience to their own customers. They said, okay, we don't want to increase the price, but we'd like to become a more personalized experience to our own customer. So what did they do? Basically, they created like a digital totems that instead you to line up with other customers, you just go to the totem and then you can select which sandwich you would like to. And then, of course, sometimes I'm located over here in the Netherlands. And then mainly here and there in the past, at least, when I was traveling to other European countries or even outside Europe, I don't speak the language of the other countries. I speak some languages, but like not all of them. It's impossible. And then I was struggling to ask like what I would like to. But then with the totems, first barrier removed. What did they do? They implemented like the translations, the localizations of the language. So it doesn't matter where you are from, you can select at least English or other languages, and then you could switch and perform your order without many struggles. And then after this, they said, okay, not happy enough with this, but as soon as you order your meal, then you are going to receive a number, and then someone's going to deliver the food at your table by giving you an experience of like a more fancy restaurant and paying cheap. So this was one of the digital transformation journey that McDonald's had along their transformation. And now, if you take a look, for example, on the time that we are in with like a COVID, Corona, and then this helped them to keep going operating by limiting like the amount of people inside the restaurant, by keep going with their services, just by the fact that they were digital. So for me, it was like a journey to look for McDonald's, and then like from years ago, and then to see how they are doing now, and then even with the previous innovation, they are keep going with the business. So not only McDonald's did this, like many organizations already did that. Even for example, if you compare with like the huge Microsoft that changed completely their services to be product, to be service oriented, even the Microsoft games, you by paying, for example, €4 per month, then you can download and play any of the Microsoft games on your notebook or Xbox. So the world is changing. And then to keep going with this change, organizations, they not only need to go through the digital transformation path or journey, but they also need someone leading the path for the organizations, not only to make one transformation, but it's about to transform every single day. It's about to reinvent business every time that a new technology is out there, that a new service management practices out there, when new cultural and new behavior are out there. So when it comes down to the digital transformation officer certification that it was created by EXIN, we're not talking only about, okay, if you are certified, you are going to be able to lead the digital transformation path of your own organization or to your customers. But it's about to reinvent the business every single day. It's about to create new services every single day. It is about to leverage the technology and the resources and the practices that are out there every single day. It's about to optimize everything that you have and create something completely brand new to increase the experience of your customer, to increase the satisfaction of your customer. I would not say for your product, but for your service, because nowadays everything is about a service. But you can ask me, okay, but DTO with this title, Digital Transformation Officer, are you talking about like a C-level only? No, definitely not. When it comes down to the wording officer, this is not only related to C-levels. I'm talking about line managers. I'm talking about like a senior professionals. I'm talking about this kind of target group. Doesn't matter if you are from the business side or if you are from the IT side itself, because when we develop our certifications, they are most likely related, not only going deeper towards the technology regarding about, for example, how to create a full cloud computing environment or how to set up like an Azure environment, but it's about how can you manage a cloud computing environment? How are you going to define a good business case for this? How are you going to think about like a blockchain implementation strategy? What are the odds and the ins and the outs that are about blockchain? Which kind of technologies are available for artificial intelligence? What are the business benefits from artificial intelligence? And then with Verison on the top, you are going to leverage all the resources and practices and technologies and culture aspects that you have at the organization, creating a mesh to bring all the pieces together and then make the management of the whole organization. And all the governance are being established out there to create a good service and a good service provision for your own customer to get the best from this. I'm not saying to you, well, you need to throw away everything that you have implemented. No, what I'm saying to you that by being an EXIN Digital Transformation Officer certified, you are going to be able to leverage everything that you have and then even go even above and beyond by incorporating new techniques, by defining new strategies, new business cases, by not only using service management practices, but also cultural aspects and technologies that are involved. So then when I compare the digital transformation officer with the skills that companies they are in need most regarding to soft skills, we are fulfilling 4 out of 5. That is about creativity, persuasion, collaboration, and adaptability. That nowadays I would say that between them, my personal humble opinion, I think is the most important one. And then when it comes down to the hard skills, then we are talking about the analytical reasoning, the business analysis, the blockchain, UX design, cloud computing, and also artificial intelligence. So by being a digital transformation officer certified by EXIN, you are not only receiving a good, how can I say, recognition with the one of the most prestigious certification from EXIN, but you are developing yourself towards a direction from what companies they are looking for and what is being the main shortage of skills and competences that are in need in the market. So I hope I could explain well the DTO. So I'll move forward to the next one. Oh, sorry, I almost forgot. I'm really sorry. And then when it comes down to competences, we always map which of the competences are related to our certification. So you as a professional or ATO or trainer, you know exactly which competences based on the ECF, that is a framework for competences that is worldwide accepted. So then you can check the website from ECF, that is the European Competences Framework. Then we map all our certifications towards which of the competences that are being developed when it comes down to being certified by this. And then when it comes down to the DTO, look how many competences are being developed only by attending and receiving this certification. Of course, there are many certifications involved when it comes down to the DTO for certifications. But then, in the other hand, then you are going to have many developed competences as well. So I just brought this as an example to you. But if you'd like to know more about which competences are related to which of the models from the EXIN certifications, please just access exin.com, then go to the certifications webpage, and then you can take a look in each of the certifications and see the ECF mapping for each of them. So now, moving forward for the Agile Service Manager. In the past, I will never forget about this because I started my career in the quality management field. So I was all about ISO 9001. That was about process and procedures, documentations, registers everywhere, audits, and everything that you can dream about. And then doing audits, internal audits, external, and many procedures. So after this, then we had the boom of the IT service management that was about ISO 20K, ITIL, and SIAM, and then many organizations implementing tools, processes, aligning processes to each other to deliver the best service to the customer. And then it was when we started to think about, okay, what it is a change management, what it is SLA, why I should care about SLA, why I should care about how good I am delivering the services. But, well, sorry for this, but then that time, well, is kind of gone because I would not say gone for good, but we know already how to deliver a service. We are really well mature when it comes down to deliver a service. So then the developers, on the other hand, they were working towards Agile, Scrum, and other methodologies that to them would make more sense. But then Agile it started to become more not only software development anymore, like finance, marketing, and other areas of an organization, they were starting to adopt Agile and Scrum and then making it more universal. And then suddenly the whole corporations are embracing Agile and Scrum in a way that it's like it's really nice to see how adaptive and agile we are being when it comes down to deliver a service or even to create a service or a product, or better saying, a digital product to our customers. So then, for many years, we were struggling about how can we combine the previous service management or IT service management with the agility that is being required. Because if I say to my customer, well, you need to wait for a week for a change to be approved during a change advisory board, and then we can implement and then do some tasks, and then you can see how things are going to look like. I think they're going to look at my face and say, are you insane? Yeah, the time changed, and then we are needing to be more agile and more adaptable, let's say, and we need to be fast. And so this means like to deliver a service that is not even fully ready, but at least the few of the features are being used already, and then already recovering a bit of the investment by having a good ROI in between. So when it comes down to the Agile Service Manager, when we were creating this career path certification, we thought about many of the aspects, which kind of competences and skills it's going to be like a really required for someone to say, I know how to deal with service management or IT service management, and then I can really combine this with the agility that is being required and bring the best from both worlds for the business and create like a new processes and make the organization to go above and beyond. So when we were defining this, so then we said, okay, so you need to understand at least the basics of what it is Agile and Scrum. You need to know how to behave, like and work with smaller teams, and how to deal with these sprints, and how to adapt the change management processes, for example, to the Agile world, and then how to adapt the change management process over there with like a SIAM by combining with multiple service providers, or even with the requirements from the ISO standard. But then again, we need to bring not only processes, we need to bring culture, we need to bring behavior, we need to reduce waste, we need to use technology, we need to become more lean. And then this is when the Version professional popped up. That because Version is the approach for the digital age, that provides like a really good structure for governance at this time that we are living in, and then providing practices and techniques that can be used widely in the organization. So with this on the top, then we could embrace all the competences and skills that we judge, and by analyzing the reports from many of the players of the market, we could offer something that was really good and makes sense, that we can say to the market, the candidates that are certified as EXIN Agile Service Manager, they can make it. They will make the difference at your organization. So then if I cross-check this certification with the skills that companies are in need most in this year, for soft skills, again, we have 4 out of 5. We have creativity, persuasion, collaboration, and adaptability. Regarding to hard skills, then we have analytical reasoning and UX design. So if you are willing to become, for example, a service delivery manager, or a line manager, or process analyst, or IT service management professional, but incorporating the agile aspects and how to create like a better structure for the governance and for the management of the IT services or digital products from your organization. So this is the certification that is designed for you. Okay. Then again, if you have questions, just drop the questions, that soon I'm going to take a look on them. And then we have the data protection officer. I think this one is the ones that require less explanation from my side, because, well, Europe was leading the market when they decided to create the famous GDPR. Because, well, let's be honest to each other over here. In the past, like I remember when I had to connect like on the internet by using dial-up, and then I had an account, an email account that I had to use to connect on the internet, and I would receive 1 mail per week because it was so awful to send a simple mail that we had to wait like for a long time, and then suddenly the speedy and fast internet take place, and then emails we shifted from let's say from normal post mail to emails. We shift from messages to WhatsApp nowadays, so we are bombed to many ways of communication, but certainly email is going to still playing like an important role when it comes down to communication. But back then, when we used dial-up connections, we barely thought about like how my email or my data is going to be used or is going to be sold for corporates to offer me a service. And then with the massive usage of mails and business moving more to the digital world, so then the digital data became the new gold. And then back then, EU, the European Union, said, okay, nice, that like we are moving more towards the digital era, but we need to regulate this market to avoid like that people, they are going to be suffering with the leakage of their own data. So then it was created a famous GDPR that was used as a model to many other countries that are creating their own, if is not already created and implemented and valid as well. So then many organizations that were doing business with Europe, or they were established in Europe, or they had Europeans data, they had to kind of adapt their business according to the GDPR, and then the world was a bit collapsing about what we should do, what controls are being required, how is this work. So then to support the organizations, then we create the privacy and data protection program that is mainly the foundation practitioner. But then many other organizations, they were asking us, okay, but we need to appoint someone to be considered the DPO, the data protection officer of the organization. And this, again, doesn't need to be someone that is positioned at the C-level organization. The role data protection officer can be taken by anyone that has the knowledge at the organization, this person will be the responsible for the privacy and data protection controls and procedures and policies from the organization. So then we said, okay, so then to facilitate your understanding about what you should do next, and then to facilitate those that are going to take over this role, so then we created the career path certification called EXIN Data Protection Officer that reunites over here in this role base the Privacy and Data Protection Foundation that will provide the basics for you to understand what it is about GDPR and the main laws and policies and controls and procedures regarding to this. And then on the practitioner level, then we're going to understand how to implement this. But if we're talking about data protection controls and procedures and policies, I cannot even dream about someone not knowing about information security management controls and policies, because one thing is related to the other. They are intrinsic together. It's impossible for us to make them apart. So then we said, okay, so this is an important thing for someone to know. And we cannot put someone out there in the market by saying like, yeah, I'm certified by EXIN as a data protection officer, and I have no clue about how to make that happen, how to establish a management system. So then we incorporated the information security management foundation over there as well. So then for those that would like to become an EXIN data protection officer, they don't need to prove only GDPR, but they need to prove their knowledge regarding to management system, to how to implement controls, because otherwise you cannot do much. You are going to be lacking some kind of specific knowledge to move forward and to succeed in the role. And then when you accomplish both on the foundation level, Privacy and Data Protection Foundation, Information Security Management Foundation, and then later plus Privacy and Data Protection Practitioner, then you receive the EXIN Data Protection Officer certification from EXIN. And then when it comes down to the skills that companies are in need, so then we have creativity, we have collaboration, we have adaptability, and as hard skills, we have analytical reasoning, and then also business analysis, because it's impossible to think about to implement like a GDPR or laws or controls or management systems without you understand in which business are you in, because this is the main thing that's going to determine the pace and how the management system to control the privacy, information security, and data protection would work at organizations. So then, if we are creating a data protection officer, so then we said it's quite logical that we also provide the information security officer, because the information security officer, it's, if you would ask me 10 years ago if I would see this role being part of the most trending jobs nowadays, I would definitely said no to you, because I thought that this would be like 10 years ago, that this would be an issue that we were not facing anymore. But however, well, as the technology changes, of course, like the methods and practice that like other people they are using to try to steal data and to create like some headaches for organizations, they also evolve as well in the same pace, unfortunately. So as we moved the business to the digital world, information security became even more important, because if you have a weak information security, this means that your business is going to be gone in a couple of weeks or months. So it's not a matter of shall I have, this is a matter of like yeah, it's a must. I must have like information security implemented. And then you need to have someone with the knowledge of what it is information security, which kind of controls I should implement, and what are the main standards of the market, what are the best and main practice regarding to this. And even though it's normal that like if you are operating the market in the digital age, and then even nowadays by having like doing business with countries that have policies and laws regarding to privacy, you need to also tap into that matter as well. So when we were composing the information security officer certification, for us it was like a basic matter to put information security foundation on the bottle, plus then over here you can choose to have or the privacy and data protection foundation or business continuity management, or cyber and IT security, because any of them could be like a good match for someone that is taking the role of information security officer. And then as soon as you have foundations, then you can go for the professional model of information security when it comes down to the practice and experience level that you are going to feel, and then not only to feel, but you are going to live what looks like to be a practitioner in the professional in this information security field, and how to implement a management system focused on the information security. So information security officers, they are not a would, they are a must for any type and size of organization. And again, I will always say this, when I use the title or the naming officer, I'm not talking only about C-levels, I'm talking about analysts, line managers, practitioners in the IT field. You can be already an information security officer, but you'd like to understand more about this, or you'd like to increase your knowledge, or you'd like to have a recognition from an international institute. This certification is for you. Now, regarding to career path, this was the last one, and then the last one that I'm going to present to you, I picked one of the CIs, the certified integrators, that is the secure cloud services, to provide you a better explanation how it works, the difference between them, because so far as you could see, I was going all the CPs that I showed you, we went deeper into the knowledge, but we were not broader into the knowledge, differently than the EXIN Secure Cloud Services. Why is different? Because when we created the first certified integrator, actually it was the Secure Cloud Services, we were asking ourselves, does the companies need professionals with IT or service and management skills plus cloud computing plus security management? The majority of the people that we were talking or asking for, the answer was yes, because, well, if I'm working on the IT service management field, but like my customers, they are using or even my own company are using cloud computing technologies, if I don't understand about cloud computing, how can I define better processes? And then if I have no clue about information security, so how can I just simply determine which controls I should follow to avoid any kind of like weaknesses to the information security chain of the organization? But I don't need to be a specialist. I need to have an idea about how things works together. So if you notice over here, then we only have foundation models, but we don't have professionals or practitioners or advanced models. We only have foundation because this represents the basic knowledge, to broaden your knowledge, but not to go deeper towards the knowledge. And it's normal. Many organizations are in need of this kind of professionals as well, to have a broadened vision about how good the organization is looking like and how it should look like in the future or in the near future. So because of this, we created the certified integrators. And in this case, the secure cloud services was created to guarantee that a candidate that is working in the IT field, they would understand about what it is service and management, how can I use these processes to benefit myself and the organization, and when it comes down to cloud computing, what are the aspects that I need to know to operate in this kind of environment, and which kind of information security aspects I should worry about. And then it's not because this is a broadened knowledge and skill and competences that it's because it's less or it's not mapped regarding to the skills that the companies are needing or hard skills. Of course it is. In terms of skills and soft skills, I'm sorry, then we have creativity, collaboration, and adaptability. And when it comes down to hard skills, then of course we have cloud computing over there as well. So don't forget that every competences mapping for each of the models that I was explaining over here, or the ones that are part of the CPs and also with the CIs, when I say CPs is career path, and when I say CI certified integrators, they're available at the EXIN website. So if you're curious, so just go to exin.com website and then you can see for each of them. So now I'm going to start the Q&A session. So I'm going to start to read and check if you sent questions, and then I'm going to reply to you. So in case you didn't send your questions, please do at this point of time by using the questions. And then yes, the presentation is being recorded, and then you are going to receive the recording, and then also you will receive the slides itself that I'm using during this presentation. Okay. So I'll give you a few minutes for you to send questions if you have to. Okay, I start to receive like some questions over here. The first question is about if I am an accredited training provider from EXIN, can I get accredited for CP or CI? Definitely the answer is yes. You can become accredited for CP and then offer the whole CP for your candidates. And then also, this means that professionals and candidates, they can look like, they can search and look for partners that are accredited for the CPs for each of them, and then get in touch to get training and certifications and so on. But you can also offer the models individually. Then the next question, will EXIN provide the content for these bundle offerings, or will the training organization have to develop the content? For this, we have what we call the BTM for each of the models. So just reach out to our customer service and then ask them to send you the BTM that are available for each of the models. And then you can create your one single bundle, or you can create like a per model, then you have the freedom to do so. But just don't forget to also activate your accreditation to offer the CP and not only the models individually. Then the next question, EXIN is going to offer more career path certifications in the future. Yes, we are already working on that because this has been proved to be a successful model, not only for ATOS, but for professionals as well, and for organizations, for the corporates. So yes, we are thinking about and designing new possibilities by offering this in the near future. So yeah, please bear with us and always follow EXIN News to receive all the information. Is EXIN going to provide additional training material? Yes, again, I will refer to the same answer that I gave before. Just get in touch with our customer service, that they're going to provide you with the right materials, and then you can bundle them together, or you can make like individual models. And I will remind you again, don't forget to activate your accreditation for the CP itself. Then EXIN providing discount for people that without a job at this moment. Yes, we do have discount. We are waiving all the I forgot what it is, a specific name, the fee regarding to the EXIN Anywhere exam. So you have a discount that, if I'm not mistaken, I will not give you the number, but it's about between like $10 to $15, if I'm not mistaken, of discount for each of our exams that corresponds to the fee of the EXIN Anywhere. So you can do the exam with this discount. Please access exin.com and then go through the news, and then over there you can find information regarding to this. And then in case you don't find, please contact our customer service. Then if I want to do things around metadata, linked data, XML, which group of certifications would fit best? Then I would say the DTO is the most likely certification. But again, the certifications, they are not too technical, they are more management side. So take a look on the artificial intelligence certification as well, and IoT. So then just go to the EXIN.com website, certifications, career path, then go to the DTO. Over there you can find all the explanation and all the content for the DTO certification. I already have EXIN data center certifications. Please advise us about job opportunities for EXIN DC certifications. Unfortunately, today the DC certifications is not the focus, but of course I will take this note as an idea for future webinars and future contents. But I'm really sorry, but today I don't have such information to share with you at this moment. Well, then also please advise us for the salary offering for someone who held those certifications. This is exactly the information that I showed before, that I'm going back to the content, just a second. When it comes down to salaries, over here are the average salaries that I could find and to share with you. Yes, for Agile Servicing Manager, so then the average salary for someone taking up this position is about 65,000 euros per year. Information Security Officer, 69,000 per year. DTOs, 115,000 per year. DPOs, 91,000 per year. But these are like average numbers, so these can differ from region to region. So please take a look in your own region as well. And then I'm going to take like the last questions, and then we are off. Yeah, is this session is this session available for later use? Yes, you are going to receive the slides, and then you are going to receive the recordings of the sessions. So no worries, you are going to receive all this material that I used. So no worries, you are going to get this. Okay, so for now, this is it. So I would like to say thank you for all of you that was connected with me along this webinar. It was a major pleasure, because it's always nice and good to talk from our own experience and from the products that we are creating on a daily basis to help you guys. So yeah, thank you very much for your audience, and I hope to see you connected in future EXIN webinars as well. So don't forget that we're going to receive all the packages in about 1 day. So thank you very much. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.